want to seem consistent with the decisions and commitments that they have already made. They would prefer to have a reputation of being consistent, honest, and steadfast to their principles and promises. And this psychological principle can be used to influence and persuade them. Cialdini cites a wonderful example of this in one of his books. Toy suppliers in the US, after the big spurt of Christmas and New Year sales, usually see a big slump in sales in late January and February. In order to reduce this slump a bit, toy manufacturers and distributors came up with an ingenious idea. Before Christmas, they would advertise for some nice and exciting special new toy or game. The children would get promises from their parents that they would get it for Christmas, or the parents themselves would plan to buy it for their children for Christmas or New Year's. But then the toy manufacturers would play a neat trick and understock this new toy after it was launched. Some parents would be able to buy it, but many would not. They would wait a few days, but the toy would not come back in stock soon. The children who were promised this toy would be disappointed, and their parents would buy them something of equal value for Christmas to try and compensate for the non-availability of this sought-after toy or game. Then, post-Christmas and New Year's, this toy would come back in stock. It will be very hard for parents to not buy it for their children now, because they had promised them, and also because their kids had been eagerly looking forward to the toy right from before Christmas. To remain consistent with what they had planned and promised, these parents will then be psychologically and subconsciously forced to buy the toy. Once you make a commitment, especially in public or in writing, then your subconscious mind will more or less be forced to follow through in order to maintain your reputation of consistency, of keeping your commitment. For example, some charitable organizations first conduct a survey asking people if they would donate for a particular cause and maybe even how much they would donate. After the respondents respond on paper or online, a few days later, the same organization would come around asking for donations. People are significantly more likely to donate money for the cause now than if they had not been surveyed initially and asked to make that small commitment first in the form of the survey. The desire for consistency is very strong in us, and there are a few key reasons for this. First, as I explained earlier, we want to be regarded as people who stick to their word and principles and are consistent to our commitments, especially if that commitment is made in public, written down, or witnessed by others. Second, once we make a decision or appear to have made it, we do not want to revisit it. Decision making involves our rational brain, which is resource intensive and takes time. So we prefer to rationalize and assume that our original decision was right and stick to that.